welcome to another Let's Play. My name is Anna Myrtle, and I have not played in what feels like weeks, but was probably just days. My cats, all of them, got sick. All 5 cats sick. I had not realized that when you get kittens, sometimes the kittens come with illnesses, and sometimes those illnesses spread in amongst a group. And giving medication to 5 cats when you don't have any helping hands is a adventure, let me tell you. So everybody's fine now. They're so much better. You wouldn't even know they were sick. They're fine. So that's wonderful, and I'm very glad. And if you follow me on Twitter, you already know all this. And it's like, why is she talking about old news? But it means that I have no idea what's going on. What did we do? What have we been doing? Let's see. We started a paladin. I know that much. And, oh, I can't get full puzzle points because I already know climbing. I'm incredibly upset about that. That's 6 points to learn climbing. But it's fine, whatever. Oh, and I said we would go visit the leashy. That's what I said. And it's frankly a miracle that I remember that much. How is everyone doing?
Still you remain.
It's good to see you too. Okay. How are we doing on volume? It feels... I can barely hear it. Let's go back into the garden so I can hear some music. It just feels really soft. But I think it'll be louder whenever... Did I check this stump for coins? I think I already
There's
did.
nothing else in this.
Oh, now that's not soft at all. Okay. Huh, that wasn't soft either. But I didn't get startled. I knew you were coming. Okay. Gonna go find Leashy. It's kind of interesting that they couldn't think of anything creepy to do with the feet. You get the creepy disembodied hand and the creepy roly eyeball. And the lips have, you know, the vampire teeth. But they couldn't think of anything to do with the feet. Oh, it's a cat. Maybe it's 5 cats. Maybe they're sick and they need medicine. 1 and 1 and 2 make 3. Tell me what you make of me.
Tell the creature it's called the leashy.
Ah, that's the price of too much fame. Now you've gone and guessed my name. Leashy, leashy, look and see, in a bush or up a tree. Leashy, leashy, riddle rhyme. Can you solve them every time?
So, how many points do we have? We should have 75, okay. So, it's interesting that one of the ways we missed out on points in the last game with our magic user is you can miss some of the leashy riddles if you do them too soon. So one of the things we did was we rescued the bush from the goo. Which we, okay, fair, had no reason to, but when the description specifically says it looks out of place, and it has a magic aura, I don't know, do other people not carry magic bonsais around in their pants? That's what's in my pants, magic bonsai.
2 and 2 and 2 make 6. A little bush is in a fix. If you save a plant from goo, I can help you with a clue.
So, presumably there's no talkie options. Tell about bush?
Oh, you're just guessing. I want you to bring me a shrubbery.
Oh,
You make
it's Monty Python. Say goodbye.
You say goodbye to the...
Only a faint giggle. Okay, that's fine. So we might as well go... Okay, so we missed the bush riddle. And there's a Rusalka riddle. No, we did get the Rusalka riddle. I remember that one. So... Because we were 6 points down. We were technically 1 point down as a magic user, but magic users can get 6 points over. So since we were 1 point down, we were 6 points down. That's so ridiculous. They didn't beta test these at all. Oh, and my Twitter friend, figured out the bug with the castle doors, that one looping path that shouldn't loop the way it did. Apparently it is based on whether you have oiled the doors, the hinges. And I didn't understand it even. It was so complicated. Not your explanation, but the code was so complicated that it was like, why? What? Why? It seems like such a weird way to code it. I guess whether the door squeaks or not is part of a reused subroutine. But, okay, so what is the fighter way to get this, just out of curiosity?
You can't reach the bonsai from here, and the ledge is...
Too slippery to climb. We do have a grappling hook.
It's pretty slippery up there. You'll need to work on your climbing skills some more before you'll be able to make this kind of climb.
Oh, cool. It's, oh, less cool. Takes time. I was gonna say, it's a way to practice our climbing.
It's pretty...
Okay, so rather than do that a million times, because that seems tedious, we're gonna trigger this and crash the game. Okay. Apparently, casting trigger crashes the game. If you're a paladin, at least. I wonder if it was because we were too close to where the animation is going to play. Let's try from over here.
The earth...
Okay, so probably it was because we were too close to the animation. The animation crashed our game! So what I want to see is whether we can lower our grappling hook and...
You can't get a good throwing angle from here.
Okay. I was gonna try to lower the grappling hook and grab the bonsai like it was a grabby claw game. The claw! But fine.
You can't reach the bonsai from here.
Can we lower it now?
The stones are clear of the bush now, but you still don't have a good angle on it. Dragging the bush sideways would surely harm it.
How are we supposed to get it? I was just catch fetch because I'm a lazy fighter.
That did... You can't reach the bonsai from here, and the ledge is too slippery for you to climb on it. Perhaps you can try something else.
I don't think... Well, I don't know.
That didn't do...
Can't stab it with your sword. Can't surf your shield up it. What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to get it? I'm not smart enough for this, apparently. Why can't you, like, climb down to it?
You can't... It does... That didn't... You can't quite reach the ledge. You'll need equipment to climb it.
Oh, so can you not even... Oh. Maybe...
It's...
You have to get up on that ledge manually before you can...
It's pretty...
Oh, this is tedious. What does it need to be? Imagine if you started at 0 to learn climbing for 6 points.
It's pretty slippery.
And of course you have to listen to that each time. Which is also super cool. And it's going up so slowly. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to catch fast. Unless hold on, I'll look it up. Quest for Glory 4. Bonsai. Tree. Find in page bonsai. Okay. Fighter Paladin. Throw rocks at the pile of rocks, trapping the bush until the bush has been dislodged. Pick up the bonsai bush. Climb to the ledge above the bush and use the rope and grapnel to draw it up if you're a thief. No matter how much skill I accumulated, I failed to recover the bonsai bush as a thief by this method, so I used the magic user instead. Interesting. So other, even walkthrough riders have trouble. So what if we... Can we get closer? Can we get on this ledge? We cannot get on this ledge. So in theory, you would get your climbing skill to be high enough to get up on this ledge, and then you would lower the grapnel down. That would work. But I'm not going to do that, because I have no idea.
You didn't manage...
Really?
Your magical last...
Okay. I had no idea how many climbing points we'd need. So I'm not gonna commit to doing that for the rest of the hour-long video. We'll just grind climbing points. Any other game, I would grind climbing points for an hour-long video. But in this video, we will not grind climbing points for an hour-long video. Ah. But yes, it has been a week. Crisp had to go to the kitty ER twice. So that was scary. And he had x-rays. And that was expensive. But he's okay now. Everything's okay. Everything is okay.
Hello.
Hello. So in theory, we're going to report back that we have the bush.
Your
What? Shit.
You...
We screwed up by attacking Malishi, which is not my intention. How do I drop things? Throwing rocks into the sky is not an aggressive act. I need to start saving more because we've already had 2.
Two and two. If you save a plant from goo.
Yes, I have the plant. Where should I put it, Lishi? There we go, points.
6 and 7 make 13. Plant it in a garden green. Flowers bloom and waters flow. Plant the bush where it will grow.
Thank you. So that should bring us to, let's see, we had 75. It's 15 to get the bonsai tree, which would have been 90, and then 2 to get the riddle, 92. Yep. Yay! Uh-oh, something's chasing us. Oh, it's a bunny. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? I don't think anybody liked the combat system in this game. And it's honestly a good thing that you don't need to fight many things.
You have come to a beautiful...
Okay, so here is our bonsai tree.
You plant the bonsai and...
Okay. There you go. Alright, we're going to save our game. Oh, that's why I didn't start saving, because I remembered it was... Okay, replace, we're going to call you Paladin 3. Alrighty. We're going to cast Trigger on the water.
Nothing.
Trigger on the water. Trigger open on the water. Fetch on the scroll.
You capture... As you read the scroll...
Protection. And fetch
Your magic...
the fruit. And then we're going to go check on the lanterns.
You discover...
And I don't think there's anything in that one.
You don't...
And we're going to pick another flowers. And we're going to leave. I think that's everything to do here. Oh, while I was down there collecting the tree, I should have gotten several flasks of Grugu. And I forgot. Why did I forget? I just did. What gave us... We're on 98. Something gave us 6 points. What gave us 6 points? What gave us 6 points? Hang on, that's... We were 92, now we're 98. What gave us 6 points? I mean, it had to be... Oh. You can get 6 points for learning Irana's spell if you're a magic user. But maybe they didn't turn that off for Paladin. And you know what? I'll frickin' take it, because 6 points was how many we were down off of learning climbing from scratch. So if I can't get 6 points for learning climbing, I can get 6 points for learning Irana's spell. I call that equitable. Alrighty. So now we should be able to report on
3 and 3 and 3 make 9. Fishy, squishy.
Okay, Lake. So we should be able to say Rizalka, even though we haven't visited her, but we've read about her.
1 and 2 and 3 make 6. Who hides her hut behind trick sticks?
Okay, we should have 100 points. So we're gonna guess
No one
Baba Yaga. Oh, we're not, because apparently... I don't think he's supposed to give you that riddle until you come back, but I don't know. It's a little buggy, I think. Alright, let's head back to town. Let's... It's not quite night. So let us rest. until it is night. Until it is night. Until it's night. There we go. Be interesting to see if Katrina shows up for us. Does not. That's okay. I wasn't really expecting her to, but...
You deftly slip over the gate.
Work those climbing muscles.
A shiver of cold comes over you. You sense no danger, but even so, you find yourself afraid.
There is one for whom I weep. She lies in her watery grave, her heart broken by a lover untrue. Speak with the gypsies on how to free her spirit. Free the Rusalka and heal her sorrow.
Well, that seems reasonable. We wanted to do that as a magic user, so it's exciting to know that we can.
They all turn.
Nothing new from him, and nothing new from them. So we're just gonna eat our dinner and go to bed. Good night, everyone. Sleep sweet. Where are my cats to put on the bed with me? I have the best cats. They sleep through the night. They don't try to wake their mommy. If they do wake me, it's not mean. Sometimes some of them climb up and give me little kisses around my mouth. Chris likes to give me little kisses. Dang it.
You awaken as the sun begins to rise.
I really thought we'd get a hearing things in our sleep dream. You don't think that's just for mages, do you?
You eat your plain, but...
Do you think that hearing things in your sleep, the voices, is just for mages? That would be such a kick in the teeth. Okay. Oh man. That's... The bedroom has several non-dream events. Hearing cries in the night. I knew about that. You can hear Bella crying. Notes from Katrina, etc. All based on a combination of flags, game days, and number of times the player has slept in the bedroom. Why? So someone is saying, this is from Corey himself, as in Corey and Lori, as in the developers. Dream 1, out of East and Katrina, is the second night the hero sleeps in the inn bedroom. This was the second night. Someone said you had to have met Katrina outside first. I'm not sure if I believe that or not. But I also don't know if if our first night counted, because we stayed up until midnight to see the Domovoi, and I don't know if sleeping after midnight counts as a full night slept at the inn. Dream 2, Erasmus and Fenris, is on the 4th night he sleeps there. Dream 3, Aravis and Katrina again, is on the 5th night or later if the werewolf event flag is set and the Igor rescued flag is not set. More on that later. Dream 4, Erasmus and Fenris, happens, I believe, after Katrina hits you with the geas. There are 2 more dreams. One each with Aravis and Katrina, and one with Erasmus and Fenris. I don't think I've ever gotten those. How do you get them, Corey? How do you get them? How do you get them, Corey? God damn it. Okay, that's fine. But no, I don't think it has to be mage users, which is what I wanted to look up. Alright, so it's a new day. Please let me think here for a second.
Still you.
So Igor hasn't disappeared yet. We can't go to the camp to speak with anyone about the Ruzalka.
That...
Because if we go to the camp, they're just like...
Anymore.
Go away.
There's only a certain amount of...
Oh, grand. So... We can't work on Leashy riddles because we can't help... We could go see Baba Yaga. Green, 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 blue. We could go see Baba Yaga. We could do that.
You think?
Ah, that.
Okay. I want a healing potion, a poison cure, a flask, and I'll get out of your hair, so to speak. Well, let's see. Let's go get some Grugu, because we're gonna need it anyway for, Actually, we can't go meet Baba Yaga because we need a hat in order to get in to see her. And a hat means getting Nikolai killed. Which means waiting until nightfall. So there's no point in going to see Baba Yaga at this point because the Lishi won't... the Lishi won't consider its riddle fulfilled until you've actually met her and spoken with her, which I think is kind of silly.
You slowly...
Okay, we got 6 points for Grugu. We should be at 106, I think. 2 more dreams. I don't think I ever heard any more dreams.
You...
Going through as a regular player, which suggests that they're probably not easy to hit. The second Aravis Katrina dream is ridiculously hard to get because I said we'd talk about this later, but I'll just talk about it now. You have to wait until Igor has gone missing and the townspeople are talking about werewolves and all worked up about that. But you can't save Igor that day. You have to go to sleep, and while Igor is still missing, you get the dream. And why wouldn't you go check out the graveyard first thing? I mean, they practically say... What's chasing me? They practically tell you he's at the graveyard, so... I mean, I guess they were worried that you might wait too long and Davy might get executed. I assume that will happen if you don't get a move on. But,
A heavy gate blocks the way to the winding road.
Welcome to...
Okay, let's talk to Boris.
Fair.
Name. Castle. Mordavia. Borgov family. Whoops, Borgov family.
It is...
Time of darkness. Boyar. Who lives in the castle. So, it's actually interesting that, they did a really good job, I feel, of keeping it ambiguous that the master is a woman. Because, at this point, up to this point, you have heard about the Dark Master this, the Dark Master that. Aravis, when he fell to his death, called out, "Master, help me!" Man, you gotta think that, considering how much he hated her, that she must have ordered him to never use her name and only ever call her master or something, or at least while he was out and about from under her supervision, because... I just can't see him willingly calling her master, instead of saying, "Katrina, help me," or something. But then, of course, the mystery would be, who's Katrina? But at this point, you've heard about the Dark Master this and the Dark Master that, and then you get to the castle, and there's a mysterious master who employs Boris, and so on and so forth. And, they do a really good job of trying to keep secret that the master is a woman. I do think that someone somewhere uses he, him pronouns for the master. I can't remember who it was. Was it one of the camp folks? I'm not sure. But it's somebody, because I remember, when I was going through my last playthrough and I was pretending not to know who the master was. That was all pretend. Did I fool you? I thought, yes, somebody used he, him in ignorance. So we can use that and pretend like that's canon, which it wasn't. And so whenever it turns out that she's the master, that's a real neat reveal. Maybe not as big of a reveal now, and especially, I mean, even after the first game where you assumed that the brigand leader, where you probably assumed the brigand leader was male, and then voila, it's Elsa, so that was nice. I really do appreciate that, Lori and Corey, were, playing with gender stereotypes, even back whenever these were made. Thank you, that was awesome. I appreciate it a lot. And so much better done than, say, like, the old Knights of the Old Republic Star Wars game, which I have so many issues with. But, I could rant about that for days. We should do that one. I have it on Steam. Okay, I'll shut up now. Point being, I had a point. Oh, I thought, it was masterfully done. I thought that nobody messes up and calls the master a woman until the reveal that, oh, the master is a woman. But you do have the master's daughter, who you don't really expect to be Tanya, because why would you advertise that you have a new daughter a couple of days after Tanya goes missing? You wouldn't really say that to anybody. So you could tell it's kind of a characterization of Katrina that she slipped up and bragged about her daughter and how much she loves her to Boris, because otherwise there was no reason to mention having a daughter. It was a bad idea to mention having a daughter, but she did, because she just couldn't help but talk about her. And he knows the master's quite proud of his daughter. So that's sweet. I like that as a detail. But of course, whenever you're coming to this as a new player, you hear about the master and his daughter, and your first thought is Katrina his daughter? Is that how she learns magic? Is her dad some kind of mega wizard and she learns magic from him? I mean, it's perfectly plausible. It certainly fit with the the sword and sorcery type setting of the day, was that, the hero
always woos the magician's daughter or the king's daughter, or, you know, the evil king's daughter, or the evil wizard demon's daughter. It was, you know, it was a common thing to, you know, you'd have an antagonist, and he'd have a hot daughter who had learned at his knee and was good at magic and stuff too, and she ends up betraying her dad for the sexy hot hero. And so it was actually very easy to assume that the master must be some big-ass wizard guy that we hadn't met, that was some big bad waiting in the wings to be revealed, and Katrina is his daughter, and she knows magic because she learned at his tutelage. And then, of course, you meet Tanya, and she talks about Aunt Trina, and you're like, oh, shit. Because you realize that, okay, first of all, the Dark Master that we've been talking about and building up, that's Katrina. She's your enemy. She's powerful. She's got her own agenda. She's been lying to you. And the daughter that you'd been thinking you were making friends with, no, it's actually this little girl, Tanya. So I thought that was very well done. It may not have as much impact now, but at the time I thought it was quite good. There she is.
You have the sensation of someone watching you. You sense curiosity and no immediate danger.
There you go, paladin senses.
It is good to see you again. I hope you are enjoying your visit to Mordavia.
Well, that's interesting.
You need to take better care of yourself, you know? It is very dangerous out at night.
I have some thoughts about that.
Come to me. I have something to show you. I warned you it is dangerous here at night, and you do not listen. I intend to teach you a lesson.
A strange feeling sweeps your body. You realize that you now know the frostbite spell.
Perhaps that will help keep you alive when I am not with you.
Bless. So she actually does. I wonder if we got any points for that.
So it's actually really interesting that our paladin senses... I mean, she's supposed to be the biggest, baddest vampire maybe ever, but at least for the area. And of course our paladin senses can't go, warning, warning, danger, evil, bad, because that would really screw up the whole tempo of the game. So for gameplay reasons, your paladin senses don't sense danger, you just sense curiosity from her. Which is interesting, because that's a reflection of, that's what we guessed as a wizard, that while she was lying to us, she did genuinely care about us in her own twisted, messed up way. But it's also interesting from a metaphysical world-building standpoint, because that means, okay, that paladin senses, which are built around being the goodest, bestest, lawfulest, goodest person you can be, paladin senses do not automatically ping vampires as evil, dangerous, bad. A vampire who is not actively trying to harm you will not ping on your paladin senses. That's kind of interesting, and it's actually sort of cool. I don't know that they actually put that much thought into it, although maybe they did, since the plotline is about a vampire being sympathetic. But it means that canonically, from the magic that the paladins use, wherever that magic comes from, whether it be a god or the essential rightness of the universe or whatever, whatever that magic is, it doesn't believe in always evil races or chaotic evil races or whatever. Vampires couldn't be good as far as the paladin magic is concerned. I wonder if you could even have a vampire paladin. Oh my god, what a story idea that would be. A vampire paladin. What would that look like? Well, that's essentially Blade, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's Blade. But anyway, wow, I'm just full of rambles tonight. I like that, okay, because a lot of times games have certain monsters out to be, you know,
fair game to kill. And, you know, of course, obviously I loved Undertale for deconstructing and unpacking that. But even in something as old as this, you have the concept that a vampire need not be inherently evil. So that's cool. Oh, wait, I wanted to greet her.
I bid you welcome to Mordavia. I hope you are enjoying your stay here.
I bet she is.
Now you have had an official welcome from your own official welcome woman.
You tell her your name and a little about your adventures.
How fascinating. I have never met a true hero before. You must tell me more sometime.
It would be interesting to know how truthful we were versus bragging, because she already knows a lot about us.
You try out a few of your best lines on her.
You flatter me. It is nice to have someone as handsome and attractive as you say such things to me.
Alright, let's ask her. We already know her name. She said to call her Katrina. Where do you live?
I live in the castle north of town. It is a cold, dreary place, I'm afraid. The castle was once home to the Borkov family. My family once served them, and so I am allowed to live there.
We don't know how Katrina came to be aware of the Borkov castle. We don't know really anything about Katrina's past. We know that something turned her into a vampire, and that's about it. We know that the Borgov line ended because the last Borgov was a high priest of the cult, and in the cult war with Pyotr, end up getting turned into that creature in the bottom of the pit of the Dark One's cave. So the castle was empty after that. Presumably, Katrina wanted to move here because of her interest in the Dark One, but we don't know. She could be from Mordavia. She could have once been a local many years or centuries ago. Maybe her family did serve the boyars, and she felt a sentimental attachment to the castle and decided that once it was empty, she'd move in and take it for herself. It would be nice to think that that's true. Partly because we don't really know much about her, so she's a blank slate. If we say, well, everything she says is a lie, then we don't have anything left. But also, the easiest lies are ones that are true. So it makes sense to reach for something that is true, as opposed to something that's false, if it's something true that you don't mind them knowing. So, you know, yeah, she's not going to say, well, actually, I'm a master vampire and I needed someplace to live next to the Dark One's cave, so I thought, hey, free castle, it was empty. You're not going to say that. But she could have given us a story other than, my family once served the boyars. And, she also tells the, I think, they also tell the traveling camp that they were a distant cousin of the boyar. So it would be interesting if both those things were somehow true. Probably not as actual royalty, but maybe like a byblow, illegitimate child or a bastard child. And that, too, might make her feel like she had some claim on the castle ancestrally, as opposed to just, hey, free castle. If her, father or her mother's mother or whatever had been, distantly related to the boyars by way of bastardy, but they had been the servants while the boyars had been the nobles. I can see, as part of her reclaiming and rebuilding who she is, feeling like, I served here once, but now I am the master, and I, have the right of title and blood and everything. Who knows? I don't know. It's just a theory. But I have not played Quest for Glory 5, so if Quest for Glory 5 completely contradicts all of this, then Well, that's just one more reason why it's wrong. But, no, but that would just be my random thoughts. Let's ask her about Mordavia. Are you from here?
The land of Mordavia is filled with unusual beauty and hidden dangers. Trust nothing here. If you are to stay alive, you will need to be alert and careful at all times.
Does that include with you? I do think that sometimes it feels like she's warning us about her in spite of herself.
I must go now. I hope we can meet again soon. I enjoy your company.
Before you can think to follow her, the young peasant girl has disappeared into the forest.
It's always such an interesting aside and implies that she has some kind of glamour over us.
You deftly slip over the gate and into town.
I mean, it's definitely one of those gameplay decisions because you don't get to follow Katrina. Sorry.
A shiver of...
But, it does sort of imply some kind of vampire thing. Future gives us the same statements. If you haven't done whatever he last said to do, which is interesting. He's a very, pesky ghost. But he was never told that in life as a paladin.
You hear more. After a few...
I'll mention that in a minute. Oh, the Jester.
Have a seat.
Which, as you guys have pointed out, is based on insult comics of, I guess, the 90s. And,
What is
it didn't age well. If I wanted to be charitable, and I don't, I would guess that there was even something meta going on, that the insult comic is not funny. Because insult comics are not funny. But, I think that's probably more charitable than it deserves.
Hey! Be there ever...
Oh god, he's supposed to be Carrot Top, isn't he? He's got curly red hair. That's who he's supposed to look like, isn't he? I have not actually seen any of Carrot Top's performances. I only really vaguely know who he is because of Jenny Trout's excellent lampooning of the Handbook for Mortals book. Which, if you haven't looked up Jenny Trout's website or her Handbook for Mortals lampooning, it's amazing, it's wonderful, it's great. So here's our food, which I came back inside to get. Because, damned if I'm going without a meal. And, I don't know if we'll be jumping ahead with any flags doing this.
Hello!
And...
How... Not speaking.
Okay. Greet Gnome. Tell about yourself.
You tell... Thinking...
Boy, have you got the wrong...
Alright, that's so he's not even a member of the Thieves Guild.
So here...
I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Okay, we need to take the...
The rubber...
What?
And we're going to say goodbye.
No.
Now, if we've done everything right... It's played with the speed, I can tell. That's weird. Something to do with the, zapping us or something. If we've done everything right, and I'm not sure we have, we should get an Aravis Katrina dream.
In your sleep,
Yes.
you seem to hear voices.
Yes!
Do you see him?
Yes, he is sleeping. Most likely in the inn, although it is hard to focus the vision enough to tell.
I do not understand why you did not just capture him in the first place. The charades you play are foolish.
Silence! To serve us, it will be for the best if he acts under his own free will. Why make an enemy out of a willing tool? Oh, but I forget. He is already your enemy.
This is not someone to play games with, I say. If he finds out what is going on, he will never cooperate. Besides, you risk his death. Mordavia is a very dangerous place.
I think he is quite capable of taking care of himself. Besides, I have ways of making him cooperate, as you well know. I will use them only if I must.
The voices fade off into oblivion. You awaken as the sun begins to rise.
What really bugs me, okay, and what made me think that maybe it only happens for magic users, is I thought once, and I may have dreamed this, like literally dreamed it, not dreamed it as a character. I thought I heard the Fairy Queen discussing us in our sleep once in a dream. But whether that is actually a thing or not, I'll have to look up.
You eat your plate.
It's actually surprisingly hard to get information about this game. I guess it wasn't the smash cult hit that I feel it deserved to be. Although I guess the whole point of a cult hit is that it isn't very well known, so...
Still you remain.
Alright, let me think for a second. Do we have everything we need to visit Baba Yaga? No, of course not. We still have to get a hat. So what would we do? And the answer is not very much, because we're about to hit the hour mark, and I need to go get some potions. To a certain extent, there's going to be some days that we just waste, because there's more nights that we're supposed to sleep than there are days in which we need to do things.
Oh.
And that's another thing that I feel they could have play-tested better, but...
Here.
It is increasingly clear to me that... Oh, he wants to know about rehydration. It is increasingly clear to me that the people working at Sierra's playtest division were not completionist folks like me that needed to do each and every little thing. Okay, fire, air, pizza, pizza, pizza. Sound like the Little Caesars guy. Pizza, pizza.
Yes? By the way, I could...
Ah, he needs a Gru Goo. I got an extra one on purpose. Actually, I didn't. I just got an extra one because I figure you can't ever have too much.
That is terrible. As I...
Okay, out we go. Oh,
Rehydration.
that reminds me, we wanted to look at how many points we have. 4 points were gained for that. That's not right. Get rehydrate or give rehydration formulas 2. So where did the other 2 come from? Ah, here we are. Get rubber chicken for 2. That brought us up to 110. Okay. Not that y'all probably care. I said earlier, that's interesting. I was looking at my sheet of points. The fighter points are the most boring, because at this point, why are you playing a fighter and not a paladin? I mean, if you want something with a sword, play a paladin. But if you wanted to play a fighter, the points are get rope and grapple for 2, learn climbing. Oh, that reminds me, we can do some more exercises. Thanks, Dimitri, love you too. Use Stair Stepper for 2 points. Use Stair Stepper for 2 points. That's how much they were scraping the barrel for something for a fighter to do that isn't paladin related. Enter Castle by front gate. 2 points. Destroy the harder of the 4 wraiths in the forest. 15 points.
Your legs are too stiff and sore to use.
I would mock that, but I think that's how the fighter gets.
After some rest.
The final ritual. The guy that was lost in the forest that nobody knew where he was. That is supposed to be the boss wraith. there's one Wraith Mound that's harder than all the other Wraith Mounds, and he's the boss Wraith. So fighters get 15 points for him, and I believe the ritual. So okay, fine. And then just kill batter. So fighters, like with the other games, get points for killing things. Kill batter, 2 points. Kill bunny, 2 points. Kill revenant, 2 points.
Still,
Kill wyvern, 2 points. Kill Chernovi, 2 points. The Chernovi are the floating Lovecraftian guys with robes that were monks once upon a time. Kill Necritar, that's the undead dog things that aren't actually undead, they just look and smell undead. Kill Wraith, 2 points. Kill Pit Horror, 4 points. So I had not realized this, but that strongly suggests that the boyar who lives in the pit can be killed. I never have killed him because, I mean, guy has enough problems with his life right now, and I don't know if he would want that or not. I mean, part of me is like, put him out of his misery, and part of me is like, I don't know, maybe he likes being a pit horror. It seems wrong to just make that decision for him, doesn't it? Okie dokie. So that is our second playthrough. I always come away feeling like we didn't do much, but then we're like, well, okay, we went to the Lishi, and well, okay, we got the bonsai, and well, okay, we met with Katrina, and, so we did some stuff. And it's going a little faster now that I'm not, oh shit, I have to actually, let me take a note of it, and go talk to Olga about Boris. Because I forgot to do that. And I think you can reunite them in a day. You just ferry their messages back and forth real quick. You're not time gated to only deliver like one a day, which honestly would make more sense considering that the game sort of forces you to drag things out in terms of sleeping, because there's a million Irana's nights to get, and then there's the inn stuff, which is gated on how many nights you sleep there, so you have to put in that time. And then there's, stuff to do at night. So anyway, all that to say, there's not much to do during the day, so seems like one thing they could do, as much as how they made you space out the tarot readings with one a day, it seems like they could have made you space out the Boris and Olga stuff with making that one a day. Normally, I'm not one to argue for time gating things unnecessarily, but this game was sorely in need of dailies to do, in addition to collecting your health and poison from the doctor and your mana fruit from Irana's Peace. You kind of needed to have other stuff to do, and that would have given you something to do, but oh well. So once again, my name is Anna Mardal. This has been Quest for Glory 4 with kittens. Actually, none of them came in here. Oh, Chip's by the door. Hey, Chip. I see you. He's sleeping. Oh, there you are. I love you. He's being the best big brother to Crisp and Cherry. He pounces on Crisp, but in a really gentle way. And then he teaches Crisp to pounce on him. Like today, it was so cute. He kind of, made his arms go wide with a big pouncy hug and pounced on Chris, but really lightly, and then immediately got off of him and showed him his back, and Chris was like, oh, I know how to do this, and so Chris reared up on his hind legs and spread his arms in a big pouncy hug and pounced on Chip, and it was very much like Chip was teaching him how to pounce. I nearly cried. It was so cute. I'm so proud of him. I'm glad that they've taken to the little ones, because I wasn't sure if they would, but I hoped they would, because they're so young, So, young cats are more flexible than older cats about that sort of thing, I think. So, anyway, I have cats. I love them. They make me very happy. I'm a weird cat person. I will see you in the next Let's Play. You guys be safe out there. It's super cold right now. Well, at least in the hemisphere I'm in, it's cold. I don't know about everybody else's hemispheres. But I'll see you in the next Let's Play, which may not be daily anymore, because I'm not I don't have time to record like a whole block of these, because wherever it is, whatever time it is with you guys, it's like my Monday right now, so I won't have a weekend to do a whole bunch of videos, and my next weekend is my family's Christmas, so I won't have time to do it then either. So I'm gonna try to do at least one a night to keep caught up, but If I miss a night, I miss a night. So if I go missing, everything's fine. I'm just a little behind. So I will see you in the next Let's Play. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.